Today is my work report. Now I will introduce the waste and fragrance filling machine for everybody, and I hope we can know more about details and advantage about this machine. So now we can know the content of this report. First part is the market research. That is why we choose this machine and why we design this machine for the customer. The second part is product features. We will know more about the product, this machine's information for the customer. The third part is the technical parameters. We will know more about the parameters about this machine. And the last part is I made the assumption of conversation with the customers, and we will know the use value. So let's move to the first part is the market research. So we can think about it, why we can design this machine for the customers. Because in this kind of machine market, we will know the other machine, they will low efficiencies because they just have one filling machine or only one melting machine. That is the only one function. So we design our waste and the fragrance machines with the which one functions for the customers. And we know the filling machine has the service various volatilizations, because our waste and fragrance filling machine it can mix the waste and the fragrance evenly and then filling. They don't service fragrance volatilizations. And the third part, we know the other machine, the fragrance will dripping while the filling into the jars. We design the new machine to avoid the dripping. We updated this waste and fragrance machines with several motor to compare the other machine with the ordinary motor. So we have the PLC touchscreen. We can choose two modes for the machine, but other machine has the one manual setting. We have the more better setting here. So we can know our research and design team can according below the purpose, we design a new machine is the waste and the fragrance filling machine. So the next part is the product features. The first important part is we have 3-to-1 function. So we know the other machine has the one function just filling. We have the melting in the tank, and the second function is the mixing. We can mixing waste and the fragrance or other colors in the tank more even. The last function is filling. We can fill waste and the fragrance evenly into the jars. And then we can know that we have the servo motor. That is the picture show our servo motors here, and that is the other ordinary motor here. So these servo motors can keep high efficiency. So we know how much efficient we have. And we can, for example, be filling 100 grams within 2.5 seconds, and the accuracies can be the 0.01 grams. So we know other machines have the manual setting. We have the better advantage is the control center. and we have a PLC touch screen to set any parameter. In the PLC touch screen, we can set the watt and fragrance value separately, and also we can set the interval time, filling speed, and other we can hit the pump temperature and let the back pumping here. So all the parameters can be set on the PLC touch screen. And then is heating pipe. Why we set this heating pipe in our updating filling machine? We have a black heating pipe here. The watt and the fragrance can concluded in this pipe. We can heat the watt temperature and keep the temperature and then filling. But we have, by the way, the fragrance pipe cannot be the heating. So this heating pipe, we can keep the watt temperature without blocking. And then we see this fragrance rod. We can change fragrance first and set the raw materials. And also, according to this heating pipe and this rod, we can keep the smell of the candle. So we talk about this pump. We have two systems for this machine. One is the pump. One is the fragrance system, and then is the waste systems. We have waste pump into the tank. When the tank when we heat the materials, the pump also keep the temperature. It will not blocking. So the importance of this pump is we have the free one-set stainless steel to this pump. It can prevent corrosion and rust. So the third part is technical parameter. Before we talk about this machine with the customer, we have to know the technical parameters with the customers. So we have model with YD to 200.1. So this means we have 200-liter tank. Also, we can customize a 100-liter tank or the 150-liter tank for you. The power supply we supplies 220 voltage and single phase. If you are in USA, you can tell us, and we can add a transformer to change the power for you. The power is 4 kL, and heating pipe, we have the standard heating pipes for the 3 meters for you. The filling pump size is it can fill in 10 liters per minute. Filling pump materials is made of stainless steel free one-set full grease, as we below the last pictures. The filling accuracy is this arrow point is 0.01 grams. The filling speed is 10 to the 45 pieces according to the filling range as the customer situation. According to below pictures, we can know the melting tank. We have 3 to 1 function. The first function is the melting. So we have the stainless steel full grease melting tank for you. So we can melt soil, paraffins, beewax into the tank. The tank can hold 0 to 120 degrees. It can adjust the temperatures. It is adjustable. Also, the second function is the mixing. We can adjust the mixing speed. to 0 to 1,200 RPMs. It is adjustable for according to the worker to the customer's factory situation. Before we finish this machine, we can take the video and the pictures for the customer to test this. We can add the spare part for the customers. We have add a filling nozzle, filter, heating pipe, heating element for the customers. We know the last one is we can know the machine side way before finish. We can according the side and way to check the shipping free for the customer. And then we have the strong polywood case to packing the machine. So the last part is use values. I made assumptions of the conversation with customers to know more about the advantage about this machine. So I made a conversation. So that's just a conversation to show you. A customer called Kevin. He has been producing a candle for more than 5 years, but recently he has expanded production and developed different scents. But it is troublesome to change scents every time. What is even more worrying is that the filling is inaccurate. So we can know the 2 points we can notice. The first one is he says it is too troublesome to change scents every time. And the important part is that he worried the filling is not accurate. And then we know about our machine has we can avoid this point. So Kevin said, how much waste can I melt at once? And this function, I will say we have 100 and 200 liter melting tank for you to choose. If you have some customers function you want to decide, you can ask, you can tell, the customer can tell us, and we will communicate with the design team and to design the different machines for the customers. The melting tank have a water jacket. You can pour water or oil into the jacket to heating the melting tank. The double layers. And we have the stainless steel foil for it can keep warm at your temperatures always. So the important part is we had in the melting tank we had a button radiant design. It can dry the materials out totally. It is a really important advantage for the melting tank. It can be this function can save the materials for you. So and the second problem of the cabins, she says. It is possible for waste to get blocking in the pond. What is the fragrance corrode the pond? So maybe he have sometimes get some blocking in the past time. So we know the other machine will have these problems. So we updated this waste and fragrance filling machines. We design a new function. We have our waste pond is inside the tank. If the filter and purify the waste goes inside the heater pipe, and with this temperature sensor beside to check the wheel pump check the wheel temperature under the pump. So I will tell you, say, don't worry, Kevin. Fragrance punch is made of the stainless steel free one says it can stay high corrosions of the colors and scents. Also, it has a very great design. Is that it can flow. It will flow meter to check exactly fragrance filters and electromagnetic value to avoid the fragrance back pumping. So we can know about and then we show you the first advantage. Karen said he want to fill the 100 grams of wax and 5 grams of the fragrance. So can the machines accurately do it well? So I will tell him our updated machine can do this great. So we have 7 motors. It can control the filling machine. We can fill the 10 liter per minute mass at each pump. The pump speed is large and stable. Accuracy error is 0.01 grams. So we can make this accuracy very good. So we know what if we filling wax and the fragrance, sometimes the fragrance will evaporate. So Karen will ask me, will the fragrance evaporate? Because fragrance varieties lies, the weight of each card is inaccurate. So the important point is he said filling can cause inaccurate. So we tell him our advantage is we can do a current system to notify you love of fragrance. It can fill grams less than 2 grams. It will fill over 3 pieces, and the whole machine will start automatically. So don't worry if you go outside and the machine also it can operating. So the most important part of our machine is the mixing wax and the fragrance. How to mix the fragrance and wax evenly. This is the most important advantage of our machine. So fragrance and wax can be mixed evenly through the separately designed tube before filling. We have the roll to special designs to mix the wax and fragrance. We set out a black pipe container containing the fragrance and wax, which it will keep the wax at the temperature you set, and it will not to causing block, but it will not hit the fragrance. So don't worry, the fragrance will evaporate the every count of the fragrance and wax. So that is all my introduction of wax and fragrance filling machines. That's all introduction.